One of my favorite series on STARZ returns. Folks, Heels Season 2. We're getting into the review of the entire season right now. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. Today, we're going to be reviewing Season 2 of Heels returning to STARZ July 28th. This is my review. Non-spoiler recaps are coming. I love this series, so you know I need to break each and every episode down, so don't worry. But Season 2 picks up immediately after the end and conclusion of Season 1, where we see Crystal win the championship, and they got themselves into a predicament here because one, she wasn't in the match, and two, she's a woman. And this season explores all of that. What to do with Crystal, played by Kelli Berglund, who is fantastic. Kelli is fantastic. You know why she's fantastic? Because she's a fantastic actor. But beyond that, she is a fantastic wrestler. Because I'm going to tell you right now, she gets in the ring and puts on a show. And as the character arc starts to fully expand, well, I think so does her athleticism, so does her wrestling knowledge and IQ, and all of that. And I think she just looks like a better wrestler in this season, even though in the story that she has to improve as a better wrestler. And I'm just dancing around a couple of things with that notion, because you're like, how can I make that assessment? Listen, she gets in there and wrestles some of the best women in all of pro wrestling today and of yesterday. Like, yeah, you're going to see some cameos. You're going to see some names. And when I say you're going to see some names, you're going to see some names that are on the top tier of respect when it comes to professional wrestling out of the women's division here. And yes, some cameos have been announced. Jordan Grace, Serena Deeb, Savannah Evans. These names have been announced. But there's so many more that hasn't. And I'm going to tell you right now, as I take a quick look at my notes, episode 4 is the one that will have the entire wrestling world buzzing, because a name returns, and that name returns, and Kelli gets in there and holds it down. I'm all for it. And I just love the Crystal story arc, because again, as the DWL gets himself in a situation of having a woman champion, you know, that wasn't in the match, you have to figure out how are you going to work through that booking, and what does the city, the town, society, even the rivals, what do they all think about a woman champion? And they're gonna explore all of that. So it's a very, very exciting arc for Crystal, which again, Kelli is just phenomenal in this season. But along with that, we have, of course, now the Spade brothers here, Jack and Ace. A lot of their story has to do with the trauma that they dealt with as kids, the trauma that they are still dealing with now, and just really working through that. You know, Jack is working through getting his family back together, him and Stacy's relationship. Ace is really doing some soul searching, trying to find his way, but also still trying to work on the family aspect as well. We see him and his nephew Thomas really work on their relationship. And then obviously the two brothers, who aren't always looking eye to eye, we see them also really working at repairing their relationship. And that's outside the ring. And then they're still trying to conduct business inside the ring as well too. And with that being said, Ace gets cool this season. Real cool. And with that, you know, they're rivals now. They're rivals down in Florida. The Dystopian, World Wrestling, DWF. You know, they are right at Jack's neck because they're pressing him for some legal things, I'll just say. But beyond that, there could be a solution to this conflict, and that solution may actually involve a cross-promotion show where both people can benefit. But with that, when you have two mega heads in terms of, you know, in terms of Jack on one end and then Gully on the other end, how do you make this work when folks can't see themselves eye to eye, but everybody wants to kind of get the advantage. Everybody obviously wants to get the dollars. And yes, they explore all of that. With that being said, like, you really get some insight into how the professional business work from the independent standpoint, in terms of booking, in terms of finances, in terms of opportunity. They're going to hit all of that with this, and I think that you'll see the ugly, you'll see sort of the pulling the rug from under folks, the backstabbing, but you also see the good side. Like, again, I think Stacy Crystal's story arc is truly a bright spot into where the direction of this series needs to go. And I think they handle it really, really well. But again, I'm really loving, with all the seriousness, especially like these really deep conversations and these really deep elements of this season, especially with Ace and Jack, dealing with the trauma and the loss of their dad, and exploring that, and then exploring, dealing with the trauma in the current day, but also working with their families and whatnot. I think that the sprinkle of comedy is done really tasteful, that doesn't take away from the conversations that should be had, but also really doesn't let things get so dark. But I will even say that, yeah, Ace has some really, really difficult moments. There's a particular moment in the hotel room that just kind of had me like, wow. And Jack working through accountability, and with that is something that has him to take a step back from his typical ego. So, we're going to see these characters really try to become better people outside the ring, so that the business in the ring is even more exciting. And I will say, like, the stuff inside the ring is really cool. They work some really cool thing. Rooster is easily a character that you keep your eyes on. Even Willie, who's basically running the DWF, has some really good moments, I will say, and I think that, seeing how Willie's handling the business and dealing with Charlie with the FWD, I think that, like, again, you see the business aspect, you see the entertainment aspect, and you see the life, the family aspect of it. So they really do push the needle when it comes down to this show. And I think with such good storytelling in and out of the ring, and how wrestling just continues to go forever, this show has a lot of momentum going into season 2, completing season 2 myself, really having me optimistic about what they can do going in for season 3. This was a great season. I had an entirely fun time from beginning to end. So with that being said, folks, you got to check out Heels, because I already know you are, but it returns to STARZ July 28th. New episodes weekly. Get ready for those recaps, because they're coming, folks. But jump in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about the review, your excitement, the things you're hoping for. Yeah, CM Punk is in it. Did I mention that? CM Punk? Y'all know CM Punk is in it. CM Punk character is fun in this, by the way. Just to let you know. CM Punk, if you don't know, one of the most talked about pro wrestlers of all time, especially right now. Oh, he's in it, and I love that he's having fun in it. And his character it is as well. And also characters who don't return from season 1. They also add a boomerang into how things move into this season. I'm just going to just say that. I want to say it so bad, but I'm not. But, like, characters who don't return, even though you may not see them, their impact is felt. Yeah, and it's mind blowing. But yeah, get in the comments, folks. Let me know your thoughts about it. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon. Thank you for watching, folks.
Tragedies.